What is going on, everyone? Welcome to another Bucks on Deck podcast episode. I'm Anthony Murphy. With me, as always, Nola Jeffy. Nola, what's going on, man?
Just another day in paradise, per usual.
Per usual. And so at least there's some minor league action going on, right? At least we got some. Because right now, I think watching the major league team kind of makes you want to pull your hair out at this point. Uh, they lost tonight when we were recording, so that puts them at
or at least I'll say at least, or I
25.
guess in my case, my beard hair.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But 1-5 on the season now after losing again tonight, after getting shut out tonight, means that they've scored 15 runs now in 6 games. Not good. Thomas Harrington made his major league debut, which was nice. And that the high of that came tumbled down pretty quickly there. He allowed 6 runs, 4 walks, which is very uncharacteristic of him. 7 hits, 2 strikeouts over 4 innings. Any kind of takeaway from that, or is it really just it could only kind of get better from here?
Yeah, nothing really more than, I guess, it kind of is what it is, It does feel like maybe there were some nerves running, but his command wasn't the greatest. I think there were some other slight factors. Just didn't seem like Bart was doing a great job framing some pitches. The ump wasn't giving him some calls, and because there was like a slider he threw that Bart caught kind of weird, but in zone got called a ball, and then like the next inning, Baz threw like literally like the exact same pitch. Catcher caught it weird too, but was called a strike. So I don't know, but it was just kind of there's no reason to nitpick around it. It just was an all around not fantastic day for the Pirates.
Could have been a fun, interesting day. It's always nice seeing someone make the major league debut and whatnot, and just kind of follow the current theme of the season. So finally, the rotation is going to set to turn over with Paul Skeens pitching on Wednesday. We can kind of look back at the first couple of games. Is there any reoccurring theme that really stands out for you so far this season?
It's going to be a long season.
That's what it feels like, man. Like John Drecker and I were talking about this, I think yesterday or like the day before we recorded. It's just, man, usually when the Pirates aren't doing well, we'll see people start to tune out like on the site or, late August, September and stuff like that. I made a comment like, man, like I really hope that they at least try to stick in with us through the minor league season, because the major league team is not really giving them any reason to stick around and watch at this point.
Yeah, no, not really. Not really. It's tough already. And that's what even Connor Williams had sent me a message with regards to Tommy Pham, which just kind of triggered a personal feeling I've had over the past couple of years too, which is how they always play this like rhetoric of signing these, air quotes, veteranocity players for clubhouse guys that boost morale and all that. And it's just like it's such a tired BS rhetoric that is essentially GM speak for, we're just gonna sign a cheap player because it's like they could sit there and say as many times as they want that it's the intangibles, it's stuff you can't see, that you can't like track type of stuff, but it's like, I mean, in a sense you can, because wins and losses, and it's like you're not seeing more wins bringing in these veteranocity guys that are supposed to help build the young players up. Like, players aren't progressing. The veteran players don't make the team field better. They don't make them run better. They don't make them hit better. Like, And in some cases, are you even seeing progress at all? I mean, it's 6 games. A lot can happen with 156 to go, but
Yep.
as it going into the season, at the start, it ain't pretty.
Yeah. And I feel like if you're 1-5, but you were kind of in all the games, and maybe a tough break landed here and there, and like if this ball doesn't bounce or go off the edge of the bat and like bloops in for a hit, like this is a completely different thing. Like no, like the offense has been great. The defense, the fundamentals, like again, that's got to be like the most frustrating thing with it. It's like I know like you and me specifically, we've been talking about the defense for years with
Right.
them,
Right.
and like here we are again, 6 games in, and the defense has just been abysmal.
Atrocious.
It's like horrible. Like it's hard to watch, and it's like I was talking to my dad the other day, and like it's like I see 18, 19-year-old kids while I'm watching like low A baseball make better mental decisions and stuff like that than some of the stuff that I've seen out here. It's just crazy. And like when you can't get that kind of stuff right, it's just hard to see, because then you just lose every close game at that point. It's not like you're not going to get something to bounce your way if you're doing all the little fundamental stuff wrong. So like if you get into every close game now and you can't do the little stuff right, then you're just going to lose. And when you have an offense that can't score, you're going to begin slowly scoring games.
Because ironically, in the Marlins game, what was it? Griffin Conine robbed Jack Sawinski of a home run, and then I forget who was playing left field like the next day, robbed someone of likely an extra base hit. I mean, I guess you could point to like the Brian Reynolds diving catch or whatever, but it's just like the Marlins outfielders made those types of plays late in the game that could have been game changers, and there's no one on this roster that's going to do that.
Yeah. You saw Cruz with another little mishap Tuesday night in the outfield. Bobbled the ball trying to pick it up on it. I felt like it's just rough all around. Catching the catching has been bad. Like I was like,
yeah.
And Eddie, I was kind of worried about Endy going into the year with his arm and stuff like that, coming back from Tommy John, and then like he made that bad throw against the Marlins, but then like Joey Bart hasn't been any better behind the plate either. Like he has a couple pass balls already. All his throws on base stealers have looked way off as well. It's just like I don't even know where you go from here, because like you're in the season now. This is kind of stuff like if you're seeing this like the first week of spring training. Okay, well, you have a couple weeks to iron this out and get ready. But, like, so much of this stuff is day one before you even start spring training stuff. And we're in the season now. It's beyond ridiculous at this point.
Yeah, I guess you're just kind of at the point of, once again, of can it get any worse? And it's like, it just did.
Yeah.
Somehow they find a way.
It's incredible. It's a talent that you kind of wish they didn't have, but they do. They just always find a way to make it worse than it was before.
Yeah.
So, any thought before we kind of hit the meat part of the podcast? Any thoughts of the David Bednar getting optioned?
Should have happened sooner.
Yeah.
I know I've made it a point to point it out. I think to y'all in the group chat. I made a Twitter post about it. It's about how just the Tigers closer of 2024 didn't even make the roster out of spring training because he was bad. And we're talking about a guy that had a quality 2024 season. Bednar was atrocious in 2024. Not only did he make the club, he was the closer from the get-go. And it's in some senses, I guess it was a little different back in them days, but even back like with Hurdle, they always he was the type of manager who was like, oh, we're gonna let him work through it, like when like Melanson was going through a rough stretch. It was like, oh, we're gonna let him work through it. But I mean, when it's been a season plus of struggles,
Yeah.
you're kind of getting in a whole nother level.
Yeah. So for me, I wouldn't mind like I don't to an extent I was okay with Bednar closing. Just I don't know. I think after that first game, you just put him into less leverage situations. I have more of an issue, and like I said, I mentioned in the group chat. This still may change. I have more of an issue with Jiwon Bay still being on the active roster over like David Bednar, just because like that whole Bay base running thing, like that was just kind of like the last straw for me with it. Like it's I just don't like he doesn't do anything in the majors at this point to really say he deserves a roster spot. Like Bednar, I'd been okay with like okay, well you're clearly not going to be pitching in leverage situations anymore, but we're going to let you pitch in like some blowout games or stuff like that. And I mean, judging by how the season's going, there'll be opportunities for that, plenty of opportunities for that. Put him in some blowout situations, let him pitch, try to work out of there. But ultimately, like go to AAA, try to figure things out, and kind of go from there. So, yeah.
Agree. I mean, and that's why I think even I said in my preview when we did the win-loss projections, I said I was like, I hope they go closer by committee, but they clearly are set in their ways. Even with Holderman, it's like, oh, he's our setup man, and it's like, okay, if we just want
I have to figure he's not too far behind at this point, or maybe he's the guy who gets put into like the mop-up role kind of thing at that point. But
yeah, you'd hope so, but you can't be assured anything with this front office and management at this point.
So rough start, but hey, Paul Skeen's day on Wednesday. Maybe the luck will turn a little bit.
We could only hope.
With this,
we could only hope.
I think we've talked about the major league team enough at this point.
Yeah.
So last week we did a show last week, right? Yes, we did a show last week. It's been a while since I think we've done back-to-back shows.
Been a minute.
Yeah, we did a little bit of a preview as far as like minor league stuff. We went over some prospects in the upper levels, people that we think would start in Altoona or Indianapolis that we're kind of watching this year. This week we wanted to kind of continue that with some of the lower levels, as in Greensboro and Bradenton. The following week, next week, we'll do like the rookie leagues, like players in the complex and the Dominican League. So I don't know how many names you have jotted down. I have a few. We were talking about it a little bit before the show. I figured we could probably try to do like 2 to 3 guys each, if you can get that many, and then we'll kind of take it from there. What you got so far?
Well, although we don't necessarily have concrete rosters at this point, so it's kind of hard to disseminate. We're just kind of guesstimating a little bit, but at least Altoona came out with the roster, so would assume Garrett McMillan's beginning in Greensboro, likely in a starter role, which would be kind of I'll be happy to see. I'm a McMillan fan. I hope he sees a continuation or some progress from how he ended last year, because he was lights out, and I'm excited for that. And then I guess a standpoint, I still have that modicum of hope that Lonnie White puts it together. It's just how toolsy and just if he puts everything together, he's a phenomenal looking prospect.
Yeah.
That yeah, I mean, 5 tool guy, or at least maybe 4. You know, 4
Yeah.
at this juncture, and that he doesn't get put in the Hudson Head, Sammy Ciani realm of 5 years in Greensboro. Hope not, but I'm
Yeah.
also I'm kind of interested to see who does get to push to Greensboro because, again, you know, the rosters aren't set. So the roster on their website's a little light,
Yeah.
particularly with outfielders. So kind of hoping that potentially maybe like Andrew Patrick and or Will Taylor get pushed.
Mhm. I know it seemed like
So
Will Taylor was playing some games with like the not like upper level guys, but he wasn't really mixed in with like the guys you kind of think are going to be with Bradenton or like the complex.
mm-hmm.
So I kind of get the feeling that there was like the inter squad scrimmage that I watched while I was down there, and it kind of looked exactly like if I had to predict the high A lineup, that's what the high A lineup would look like, and he was like one of the outfielders there. So I kind of feel like there's a chance that we see him get pushed up there on there, which would be nice to see. Um, I know Esmeralda Valdez posted a picture of him at First National Bank Field, so I'm gonna assume that means he's gonna be playing for Greensboro this year, which that'll be fun in its own with his power playing in that kind of park. To add on to one of you guys real quick, I saw Garrett McMillan throw 3 innings down there at Pirate City, and he looked really good. The stuff looked really good, and I had a really good spot behind home plate. Um, it was mainly like fastball, slider, curveball, but they all worked well off each other. Got quite a bit of whiffs with it. Some good carry on the
Mm-hmm.
fastball. I have some video of it up on my YouTube channel too, if anyone wants to check that out.
What?
Yeah, yeah. So for me, did you have anything else you wanted to bring up real quick?
Nobody burning. I mean, I guess just outside of obviously, we'll probably have a little more to go off of once full rosters come out because you know I'd love to say like Wyatt Sanford. I'm super excited to see him play, but um, I don't know if he's going to get to push to Bradenton yet.
I imagine with
Whether it be
all the like the infielders that are like it's
yeah.
Severino and Giovanni and all that. I have a feeling that he'll probably just start the
Although
complex.
I guess another name I can throw out too is just going off of his walk off spring training home run is Javier Rivas. If he hits, he's
Yes,
another
that
one.
would be
Like if he can hit, like he's a dude. If he can hit,
yeah, yeah. He can hit. He hits. He fields. Like the defense is so good. Like it's just man, and there's some power there too.
so good.
It's just making
Yeah.
contact consistently. So, I think for me, definitely someone who's like intriguing in general because I think he could be like a little bit like we had him ranked like in the early 20s, I believe, on our site's rankings. Christian Curtis, I want to see where the control's at with him. Like, a lot of the control issues he had last year was from the surgery he had in college. Losing feeling in his hand. I'd like to see how that's coming. And like the stuff is good. Like I've watched or I've listened to other podcasts. I've watched some or read some other stuff to where a lot of people around like baseball, like they just love his stuff, and it would just be like a matter of control. So like I feel like he's a big guy that could rise. It's gonna be rough for him in Greensboro if the control isn't great. He might get beat up a little bit, but if the control's there, the control takes another step forward. I could see him in Altoona by the end of the year, kind of thing. So,
Makes sense.
another guy who I probably expect to move up in the rotation too. I had a chance to see him at Pirate City. Antoine Kelly looked really good, and he was facing like high A, double A Orioles. The fastball looked really good. I wasn't standing near like the computer that had any like velo readings or anything like that, but the fastball looked good, looked crisp. He was hitting his spots with it. He was
You should have
working on
got
it a little bit.
closer.
I know. I did get some video of him though. I think um, cutter. The changeup still looks really good. Changeup looked even better from where I was standing. There, a lot of good fade on it. I think Wilbur picked him as like one of his breakout players this year, or like players to watch. So had some good stuff there. Good stuff last year before he got hurt. Came back and kind of struggled after that. So he'll be a guy I'm interested in seeing. Like you said, there's really no confirmation on rosters and anything yet. But from some of the stuff that I've been reading, I kind of feel like David Matoma may start in the Bradenton bullpen. And if that happens, he's probably automatically like the go-to guy to watch in the lower levels as far as pitchers, just to kind of get more of a, because if he's in Bradenton, we'll get Statcast on him, so we'll get to see like full readouts and everything on like the fastball and the other pitches. Yordani De Los Santos, Johnny Severino, those guys are kind of obvious. They'll probably start in Bradenton, move up at some point. But yeah, I think you said it like before the show. It's the kind of the lower level guys that are kind of where the spotlight's kind of at right now.
Yeah, the lower levels are definitely going to be grabbing our attention a lot more. Like I even said to you pre-show on the side, looking at the roster, going off of how the Pirates look tonight, and then you had Indy, who's put up 1 run in 2 games, and then taking a quick glance at the Altoona roster, it's like, man, I mean, there's guys we're hyped for, but hope break through, see some progress. But as a whole, I mean, it's almost even similar to last year, where it's just like, well, until you get to Greensboro, it's like, who do you really have to be enthused about? But Bradenton, I mean, you're going to have all these high upside shortstops, like Yordani. I mean, names you mentioned, Severino, obviously Griffin, who will be playing center field, shortstop, and obviously I've mentioned Sanford a couple times now. Carlos Caro, Ronnie Aguiar, Ronnie. There's an I in there, so it might be Royney. Yeah. But yeah, there's a lot more intrigue that's going to be down there. Unless, hopefully, maybe we have some pop-up guys. It would be really, really nice to have some pop-up guys.
Yeah. I think getting like a really good season from someone like Yordani would be huge for the organization in general, because he's a guy who got a 7-figure bonus from the Pirates internationally, and so just to get something in the right direction, I think for him. I mean, he's still 20, still going to be young, but yeah, someone like Severino, who was our minor league hitter of the year on the site. You mentioned Connor Griffin. Obviously, there are going to be a lot of eyes on Connor Griffin. I did realize that Bradenton opens up at Daytona, which Daytona 1 has really bad streaming cameras, and 2, no data tracking. So
I forgot about all that.
Yeah. So at least they have a stream now, because this year was 2024 was the first year they had a stream. So it's a step in the right direction, but they still don't have any data. They don't. The camera view wasn't very good, and there's still no Statcast. So,
well, maybe they stepped it up this year, and just so I can continue to be angry that they drafted Sammy Stafura 1 pick after Mitch Jeb.
Yeah, that'd be nice. They should have just listened to us.
In most cases, they should have.
And I guess as we wrap up the thing, I guess I have to mention, like, I'm legally obligated to mention Omar Alfonso in these kind of situations. Looks like he's going to start in Greensboro. Might be the best overall hitter in the system right now. Question mark, maybe. until like Connor Griffin kind of goes out there and shows like the hit tool's legit. Like I don't think there's a prospect in the system that had Alfonso's combination of exit velocity numbers and contact rates.
Yeah.
So maybe Nick
Yeah.
Samillo, which makes the system maybe sound a little bit worse. But
Hey, I'm hyped for Nick Samillo to have a big year.
yeah, that'd be nice if he kind of just like, oh wow, this is a legit hitter kind of thing, because the Pirates could definitely use that.
He's gonna be our pop-up guy.
I'll take it.
I'm waiting for it.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
Well, I guess, and we could just kind of keep rolling here if we've gone through everyone on it. Was it all the minor league affiliates kick off this weekend, or full season minor league affiliates? The rest of them they'll kick off this weekend. Altoona plays what they're called Chesapeake now, Chesapeake Bay, not Bowie.
Yeah, Chesapeake Bay Sox.
Bowie. They'll play them. Bowie.
Like a Bowie knife.
The Altoona, that Hunter Barco is going to be the opening day starter. Greensboro is going to be playing Asheville. And Bradenton, I mentioned that they'll be playing Daytona, which is the Reds affiliate. Any particular matchups? Obviously, we don't have the complete roster. The Tortugas. Obviously, we don't have complete rosters, but with the way it's looking, is there anybody particular that you're interested in seeing this weekend?
Sammy Stafura.
You think he's going to stay in Daytona? You don't think he's going to move up?
Yeah, I mean, he might move up. We'll see. I mean, yeah, Orioles is kind of light at this juncture unless they were to move some people up. I think they'll be more interesting later in the year if and when players like Vance Honeycutt or Griffin Farrell progress. I mean, unless they switch things up and send them to Double-A to start the year. Asheville's usually pretty light on prospects, which in and of itself, I mean, Houston's farm system hasn't exactly been filled to the brim the last few years, guys, over Asheville purposely. Similar to how the Angels jump guys over high A. I think they had like the lowest park factor for offense of any minor league affiliate, or it was one of the worst, which is why when you see the Angels jump someone over high A, that's why. That's why, Seattle Mariners or other PCL clubs will jump pitchers straight from Double-A to the majors because they don't want to send them to these hitter havens where they're going to have like a 7 ERA, even though, I mean, they're not pitching that bad. I mean, they might be embellishing a little bit, but it does also kind of make you wonder if the Pirates should maybe think about doing something similar, because it just feels like these hitters are stalling out at Greensboro, and maybe that park has something to do with it because they change things up a little bit. They get a little swing happy, maybe homer happy, but yeah, I mean, obviously Indy would be the most ideal to watch if you're interested in opposing prospects, just because the Iowa Cubs have 5 top 100 prospects. So
crazy. Yeah. Could be a good week. It was a low scoring game on Tuesday. Was it Bubba Chandler pitches and Ashcraft pitches? Be interesting without Harrington. It'll be interesting to see how like the rest of the rotation kind of shakes down now. So see who else pitches. I know Wilbur said that Carson Fulmer threw 5 innings at Pirate City at some point. So I'd imagine Carson Fulmer will be one of the starters as more of a depth guy. So I don't know. We'll see.
I'm interested to see Wilbur Dotel and Urkelani open up in the Altoona rotation.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. When I talked to I talked to Ercolani last year, and he wasn't 100% sure, but he felt really confident that he'd be going back to the rotation this year. So, but that'll be interesting to see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Can't wait.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because I'm having a hard time watching the Pirates right now.
Yeah. I turned that game off early. I got 3 other games going on right now on my TVs. Yeah, I had to get off of that game. So next week we'll run down the rookie leagues. We'll know the rosters everywhere else by then, so it'll be kind of easier to pinpoint like who's going to stay in the Dominican, who's going to be in the complex league and stuff like that. But before we get out of here, you have any NOLA knowledge for us? I have my own version of NOLA knowledge today.
Find hobbies and other things you enjoy to help fill time, because you're probably going to spend the year very angry if you're focusing solely on just baseball. But visit us when we talk about prospects, because prospects make us happy.
Yes, and we will make you happy with our coverage of them. I was going to say is never play roulette at a casino, because it will only cause you to lose money. I went to a casino over the weekend with my girlfriend for her birthday, and I lost $200 at roulette. She shooed me away because as soon as I walked away, she started winning at the slots and made most of our money back that we lost. So that was at least good. But I lost $200 at roulette.
Burning your plant money, man.
Yeah, I know. I need some more plant money at this point now.
Yeah, but I will say, I mean, I might, I don't go to casinos often. I don't know, not that into it, but I mean, I've thrown some money on roulette before, and I'll say when you hit a number, it's phenomenal. It feels great.
Yeah.
It doesn't happen often, though.
It does not. Yeah, well, that's my and I also got sick going to the casino, so I lost $200 and I got sick. So it was not a good weekend for me. So. But yeah, that's
off to bigger and better things.
Yeah, like minor league baseball. I'm excited for that. Pumped. Wish that it would all start sooner. I'm really excited for Friday to get the rest of the affiliates going. I guess I'll just have to settle for Bubba Chandler and Paul Skeens pitching on Wednesday. How unfortunate.
Sounds like a good day.
It does. I have to check the start time.
Or hopefully a good day.
Yeah. Nola, where can people find you on social media?
At Nola Jeffy, NOLAJEFFY on the Bird app and Blue Sky.
Do you even post on Blue Sky?
Start kicking up Blue Sky a little more.
Yeah.
I haven't really used it lately, but maybe start picking it up a little more.
I've tried. Some days I'm good at it. Other days I'm like horrible. But as always, follow me on Twitter at @double_Murphy88. Anthony Murphy, Alan Blue Sky. Bucks on deck. Couple days left. You just upgrade to a yearly paid subscription. You get 30% off. So I think that goes on till Saturday. So upgrade now. You get the video breakdowns, player features, all sorts of stuff.
Top 25.
Top 25 rankings with full player write-ups. I go really in depth on them. I think I finished almost 10,000 words this year with that. Yeah. Also, you can find some of my stuff DK Pittsburgh Sports, Baseball America. Go check out Baseball America. I talked to Esmeralda Valdez while I was down in Florida. Did an article for BA on him. Check that out. And Wilbur will be having the season previews for the other 2 affiliates over the next couple of days. and then we're going to be doing kind of a group article for Friday when all the other affiliates start. So be on the lookout for those. Thanks for tuning in. See you guys next week.
Deuces.